Okay, y'all, I looked and looked and looked for a video that I thought would be really good for this, and I couldn't find one. So I decided, in all my glory, I'm going to record one for y'all. So I hope you can find some value in this. Let's talk about list making for a second. You guys, when I started, I would have spiral notebooks of name after name after name of people that I had talked to, people that I wanted to talk to, and just had lists upon lists. And what eventually happened is that notebook was like gold, okay? So anytime I would sign someone up, I would cross their name out and I would fill it in. I always had a list for me of 100 people. Now corporate has these beautiful lists. It's called the leads you didn't know you had. I'm gonna put the link above. And I do not want to hear the excuse, well, I don't have a printer. I don't care if you have a printer. Go find you, like I have one of my teammates, Caleb, showed up to my house with this big like art notebook, this thing, because I write huge. So I just use this. Like, I just go and I write down everything on paper. So go find you some paper, go find you a spiral notebook, go print it off if you have access to a printer, make you some lists and some ways on the leads you didn't know you had. It's gonna show you some different categories of people to write down. Who do you know that needs the business? Who do you know close to you that is struggling with an autoimmune issue? Who do you know that's close to you that has some acne issues? Who do you know that's around you that needs some weight loss? And you know that they've spent plenty of money and nothing is working. So go fill in these categories. And I'm going to suggest to you to make at least a running list of 50. And if you really want to be in Hawaii next year, you need to have a running list of 100 names at all times and be filling in names as you sign somebody up, cross their name off. That's your follow-up list, that's your reach out list, that's your dream teamers. That is your Plexus. I'm not gonna say Plexus Bible, but I can't think of another word for it, so we're gonna go with that. Okay, list making, y'all. It is so, so important. What do you do with this list? I'm going to show you. I just flip my page to get to another page, to a clear page to show you, and now I've lost mine. Here it is. Okay, hopefully you can see this. So what I like to do is I like to create some columns on my list. And so my first one might look like this. Like, okay, I've sent them a message. Check. Done. Did that. Write the date down if you want. I'm not that thorough. So I'll write the name, check that I sent them a message. And then I'll check mark that I sent them a video. Okay? And then I'll check mark after I've sent them a story. Or tag them in a story if you have some sort of a product page. I know Jen Lee's team does. Actually, all of our teams do. So yes, your product page, go tag them in a story. And then maybe they still have questions, maybe they're still not ready, maybe they haven't committed yet. Invite them to some sort of an event. If your team isn't running one, do one on your own. And then maybe they're like, okay, this is all really interesting, but I just don't know. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna send you a sample and let's let you to taste it. And then guys, maybe they're still not ready. That's when you offer them a discount. Hello, we have free enrollments right now. Use those. But otherwise, y'all, then I start back over and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go lead with a different color personality in my message this time. We'll talk about those later on, but maybe I led with the products. Maybe I need to lead with the business. Or maybe I need to go lead with some of the trips instead of the products. Or maybe they need to see something different. Maybe they need to see a different video or a different story. Maybe they need to hear a different testimony. So I start working on back through this, right? So y'all, list making is going to keep you sane. It's going to keep you organized. I used to keep a little tiny notebook in my console, and so I would pull it out. I'd be writing when I was driving, and then I'd put it all in my big pretty notebook. But y'all, this doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to get organized, and you need to have a plan. And this is all about the numbers. Okay, so let's get our business hats on for a second. You guys are all business owners, and so I know I can say this, and it's not going to overwhelm you. You own a business. And so knowing the fact that probably one or two out of every 10 conversations you have, they're actually going to sign up, you've got to get the numbers in your favor. And to do that, you've got to talk to a lot of people. And if that scares you, that's okay. Lean into that fear, but just know you cannot change lives until you get them started. And you can't get them started unless you start the conversation. So step one starts with list making. Here's your post for it. I'm so excited for day 5.